Alright guys, and welcome back to an educational informative Dead by Daylight survivor game on Rotten Fields. Now the first thing we needed to note there is we did see a teammate, the Megan with red ping, momentarily. Now Rotten Fields is a very bad map for Killer. And the reason it's a bad map is there are not a lot of really strong loops that you're able to play around or play to on this map. Goes to the other one, hopefully she doesn't camp the pallet, she takes a hit. Okay, well, she didn't give the pallet, which is a plus. He took the M1 and he's right behind her. This is not a very safe loop. I think she might have to give the God pallet now based on her movement. And she waits at the God and drops the God. That's very inconvenient. I would have much rather she used that. Now she's used the resource in the middle of the map at the beginning of the game. I understand using it on this map, and that just comes down to the middle of the map always has the basement on Rotten Fields, so it can be an awkward situation if you go down against a preparation-based killer who can come back within seconds, no matter what direction they go. However, with enough practice and experience in the game, you will know these kind of things, and you will not put yourself in a situation where you're going to run towards the worst area to be at the start of the game, especially against a heavy preparation-based killer like the Trapper. Now, the good news... too far away. Even if I activated drama, I don't think I made that. Now the good news is he hasn't had time to prep. And if he hasn't had time to prep, it puts him in an awkward spot. Yeah, he can come over here and penalize my gen. You haven't prepped any of this, not that I'm aware of. Oh good, he pulls the plug. That's really inconvenient. Even with his extra movement speed, we should be able to clear the window. Into exposure. Now this is sticky. Don't give him an option to mind game me. Alright. Didn't want to give it to him. I feel like I was in a bit of a situation. Oh, there we go. We're trying to save that bloodlust. Good. I'm going to try and go back and reutilize that. $50-50 here. Look at that here. The timer's going to reset in a second. Walk, 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 walk. And because I'm walking, that's going to reset the whole bloodlust timer. He lost an entire generator. He got one pal out of me. Unfortunately, a teammate wants to play around this loop here. I don't think that was a good idea. I don't know where these teammates are from, but unfortunately, a lot of sandbagging going on here. Alright, there was no real reason for my two teammates to both be there. I mean, I get why one came to work on the gen, but why the other one came walking up behind us, I'm not 100% sure. There's a million gens they could work on. Now they take a free hit anyways. They could have went somewhere else and worked on something else, but everyone was attracted to the map, the gen in the middle. Now, if we pay attention to the HUD at the bot, in the bottom left-hand side, we'll notice the bot hasn't touched a generator in quite a while. Unfortunately, the bot responds based off the terror radius of the killer. Now, why is this game looking so smooth against the Trapper? Because the Trapper is a preparation-based killer, and what is this gentleman doing a lot of? Is he preparing his loops, or is he just committing to chases after you? He tried to get me with a Bloodlust 2, Bloodlust 3 hit. I broke his line of sight for a long enough period of time while walking in order to reset his Bloodlust, so because he didn't get any value out of it. Realistically, he got the pallet, don't get me wrong, but, like, he never got the M1 after chasing for well over 30+ seconds while trying to go for the Bloodlust. It might have even been 45 seconds at Bloodlust 3. I'm not 100% sure, but it was a long chase. Now, he has found another player. He is in chase with another player. I'm going to let those two get on the generator because there's only 2 slots, and I'm going to jump straight on this generator because applying split as quickly as possible is very crucial. Right now, the Trapper hasn't had any time in order to prepare the board, and because he hasn't had any time in order to prepare the board, we need to make sure that we are sticking to getting our objectives done as quickly as possible. Alright, I can't see on the HUD right now what is going on. We're looking to see if he grabs a trap. We didn't see anything. I know I'm going to loop him back into that loop too. I don't like how the bot leaves early because the bot's going to respond based off the terror radius. As you can see how the bot's moving. I mean, the pathing of the bot there is just very interesting. I don't want to play this, but sometimes you don't have a choice but to play a bad loop. And that's unfortunate. There was not really much I could do there. He walked right through it. I need to try and take him to a stronger loop with a nice window to play around. We're going to go around the back end here. Oh, good stuff, buddy. Need to make sure I'm going down in the corner. That was unfortunate for me. It wasn't really an ideal loop to run to, but I should have ran into the loop behind me to the right and just dropped the pallet straight away. There's one gen left. It would have put him in an awkward spot. He hasn't had time to do any form of preparation. It would have put us in a much better spot if I just ran over there and dropped that pallet straight away. I shouldn't have tried to get him to run around the pallet in the middle. It was so unsafe as well. Taking the early hit was very inconvenient while greeting for the generator. Let's see what he decides to do. He still hasn't put any traps down. I have kindred, so everyone should be able to see what's going on. So he has a 2-gen strap. Hopefully the team understands that there's a 2-gen and somebody runs across the board and works on the other gen. We can't really work on the gen in the middle. He's looking to put a trap down, I think. No, he thought the player had head on. Now they risked a window vault on a trapper this early. You know how dangerous that is? The trapper has had 4 generators to put down preparation and traps, and he played to the shack window. I find that incredibly dangerous. I would love to heal right now, but you know what else I'd love? Completing the gen. Alright. I will be dropping pallets very quickly at this point in time. I don't think my teammate will be able to body block a hit for me. Doesn't look like he's coming back. He's overcommitting to the chase as well on another player, which is good for us. I would really like to be healed at the end of this. We can see right now that what we've got going is we've got a bot player still walking around doing not a lot. It just goes to show you that this is essentially a 3v1, because when the bot is in the game, very rarely or very seldomly will you see the bot do something when the killer has a heartbeat. I'm gonna let the bot heal me. There we go. The other girl's running for the door on the right with either adrenaline or sprint burst. I wasn't sure. I didn't see. And then the bot's going to go for the exact same door. Alright. Gonna come in for the quick save on her because he's gonna come and check on the door straight away. Very interesting decision of his trap placement. He's putting 2 traps near her. I'm gonna just crouch here for a second. Oh, okay, so he just wants to face camp her down. This is easy enough to do, by the way, with one other player. One person takes a hit, I take the save. I think he saw me, but I'm waiting in a bit of a good situation or a good spot. Mind the traps. Yeah, if you take a hit, I can take the save, bud. You need to take the hit, though. Alright. He messed up the face cap. You needed to play to the pallet straight away, bud. You didn't play to the pallet, so I don't know what was going on there. What I do know is you just gonna give him another hook now. The bot has already escaped, and I need to run into the doorway to heal the other guy, or else he's gonna just stand there and do the exact same thing to me. The other guy is self-caring. I need him to look away for just a second. If he hits me right now, it's gonna put us in an awkward spot for this save. If I don't move, he might not see me. Here comes the other player. Is he looking the other way? Take the body block, bud. I'm gonna need you here. If they go for a heal, they can then come and play to me. I don't actually know where the other door is. What I do know is it won't be open. I have a decision to make right now. He's chasing both of those, so he's actually found both of those players. I needed the other player. It feels like he has saved the best for last. I needed the other player to make sure he was body blocking the killer, because when I'm hit by the killer, I can pass through the killer. However, the killer can't pass through my allies when they hit a ally. Now, if he comes straight for this door, unfortunately, we are going to be penalized. They're both healing in the exit gate. I don't have Iron Will. I have enough time to open the door if he doesn't come. If he does come, that's going to be the end of this Juicy Goosey. I have to greed for the door. It's my only chance. And it looks like just like that, we are going to be able to successfully make it out. Anyways, guys, that's going to be an educational form of Dead by Daylight solo queue survivor game. I did think I lost him when I used line of sight and played a lot of spacing. I looked at him in third person, and I don't think he saw me. Otherwise, he would have chased me around. If he chased me around, I needed to hope that I could stall long enough for my allies to heal in order for him to come over. Now, in this game, we can see we have 10,000 for objective, 10,000 for altruism, and 10,000 for boldness. These are very steep points. 10,000 is the maximum amount you can get in a game, and realistically, you should never be maxing objective and boldness. Why? They are both opposite ends of the spectrum, despite them both being objectives. What do I mean by that? Objectives is your ability to complete generators or work on generators and get what's going to be required in order to power the exit gates. Boldness is your ability to be close or be in chase with the killer, stun the killer, and keep the killer's aggro / attention. So, opposite ends of the spectrum. One of them is about doing the objectives, one of them is about pulling the killer away, which is essentially doing the objectives. To be able to hit max points in both of them tells you there was a little bit of a desync between team performance. You should be looking at about 5 and 5 or 7 and 3, or realistically, neither of those two numbers put together should equal more than 15,000 in a game of Survivor. But keeping in mind there was a bot, and because there was a bot, we had to do a little bit more than the average game. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the educational informative DBD Survivor and Killer content, make sure you tune into the live stream. I do educational informative DBD Killer and Survivor content over at Twitch if you guys want to pop on in. Anyways, guys, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the fog in the next video. Have a good one. Cheers.